The Republic of Mordovia, a region that is located in the very center of the European part of the Russian Federation. The Republic is bordered on the north by the Nizhny Novgorod region, on the northeast by the Chuvash Republic, on the east by the Ulyanovsk region, on the south by the Penza region, and in the west by the Ryazan region. It is separated from Moscow by a distance of just over 600 kilometers. With the development of a high-speed railway line, the trip takes only 3 to 4 hours. The capital city of the Republic, Saransk, is very conveniently positioned for visitors to our region. Saransk is located at the junction of major highways, only 140 kilometers from Penza, 280 kilometers from Nizhny Novgorod, 230 kilometers from Ulyanovsk, 430 kilometers from Kazan, 420 kilometers from Saratov, 470 kilometers from Samara, and 340 kilometers from Cheboksary. Thus, Saransk is located directly in the heart of a large territory of Russia, where within a radius of 500 kilometers, more than 15 million people reside, and within 700 kilometers, taking Moscow and the Moscow region into account, there are more than 45 million Russians. There are 9 international airports operating in this region. About 1 million inhabitants reside in Mordovia, of which about 350,000 are in Saransk. Mordovia is home for the representatives of over 100 ethnic nationalities. The predominant portion of the population consists of Russians, Moldovians, and Tatars. There is a very comfortable climate in Mordovia and beautiful natural landscapes. It's not too cold here in the winter and not too hot in the summer. The average temperature in June at 4 p.m. is 23 degrees Celsius. At 10 p.m., about 18 degrees. In July, respectively, 24 and 20 degrees. The humidity level in June at 4 p.m. can be as much as 53%, and at 10 p.m., 73%, and in July, at these same times, 49 and 70%. In the summer, the amount of precipitation is negligible. The region is one of the most environmentally pristine territories of the European part of Russia, and Saransk is one of the few cities in the country which is fully supplied with high-quality, pure artesian water. Present-day Mordovia is a dynamically developing region with a significant industrial, technological, cultural, scientific, and human resource potential. At this point in time, modern factories, hospitals, schools, cultural centers, and civil registry offices are actively being built. New housing is being built, existing churches, mosques, museums, and monuments are being reconstructed, new ones are being built, and new roads are being laid. Vigorous work has begun on an ultra-modern industrial park in the sphere of high technology, and innovative manufacturing accounts for a 25% share of the country's economy, and that is the single highest output in the country. Mordovia is outperforming most of Russia's regions in terms of socio-economic development, and the capital of the Republic, the city of Saransk, is changing before our eyes. For the past 6 years in a row, it has consistently ranked amongst the top 3 winners in the All-Russia competition, the most comfortable city in Russia, conducted by the government of the Russian Federation. In Saransk, over the past 5 years, the growth in the average monthly salary has amounted to 160%, and the unemployment rate appears to be amongst the lowest in Russia at 0.8%. In the space of 5 years, about 3,000 young families purchased a new home with government support. According to official statistics, at the present time, every 3rd inhabitant of Saransk participates in sports on a regular basis. This indicator has increased 1.5 times in 5 years. Over the same period, the birth rate has increased by 10%. In the Republic, over the past 5 years, the number of crimes has decreased by 2-fold. The crime rate now is amongst the lowest in Russia, and in the last year alone, it was reduced by a further 10%. In addition, Mordovia has one of the lowest levels of drug addiction amongst the regions. This summer, the Republic, together with the entire country, will celebrate an exceptionally important event in the history of Russia and Mordovia: the celebration of the 1000th anniversary of the uniting of the Mordovian people with the peoples of the nation of Russia. Within the framework of preparing for this Jubilee anniversary, a great number of scientific, industrial, cultural, and sports facilities have been and are currently being built in the Republic. New buildings for the National Drama Theatre and the Library and Information Center in Saransk have already been erected. Last year, the doors were flung open on the extraordinarily beautiful Theatre of Opera and Ballet, and it will all conclude with the reconstruction of the Republic's Palace of Culture. In the very center of the capital of Mordovia, a monument to the unification of the Moldovan people with the peoples of the nation of Russia will be erected. In the very near future, the Moldovan State University will be completely transformed, and a new university complex will appear in the city's center. The construction of the first new university campus building is in full swing, and the reconstruction of other campus buildings is also underway. Construction has been completed on the campus building of the Faculty of Economics, a unique academic building, and for the Institute of National Culture, a dormitory for students and graduate students from different regions that meets European standards, as well as a modern center of culture and the arts. The main university complex is located next to the new square of the city of Saransk, Millennium Square. This architectural ensemble will radically change the look of the city center and will become one of the most popular spots to spend leisure time for both the townspeople and visitors to Saransk. The idea of Saransk as a candidate city to host the World Cup in 2018 fully complies with the requirements presented by the International Federation of Football Associations. In the city, a stadium with seating for 45,000 spectators is being erected. 4 training grounds for the participating teams are being prepared. 2 of them are in the stadium start, 1 is in the Olympic Training Center for race walking, and still another in the residential neighborhood of Tavlya. For visitors, the doors to more than 50 hotels and dormitory accommodations will be opened, with 8,140 rooms all in all. 1 hotel of the 5-star category will be provided for representatives of FIFA and FIFA VIP. 2 hotels of the 4-star category are designed to accommodate the participating teams. A complete modernization of the Saransk Airport Complex. The recently completed railway station of the city of Saransk is prepared to receive visitors, as well as is the railway station of the Central Transport Junction, Moldovan city of Ruzaivka, located 25 kilometers from the capital. The bus stations of Saransk, Ruzaivka, and a variety of regional centers are being upgraded. Within the framework of preparation for the World Cup, in collaboration with the Russian railways, high-speed trains will be developed on the lines connecting the Republic with Moscow, Samara, and other federal centers of Russia. In case of necessity, the Department of Health of Saransk is prepared to render high-tech and professional medical care. The principal infrastructural unit is the Moldovan Republic's Clinical Hospital, which is located 8 kilometers from the Jubilee Stadium. Even closer to the Jubilee Stadium are the 2 leading hospitals of Mordovia, the Republic's Hospital Number 1 and the Republic's Clinical Hospital Number 3. In the very center, an expansive area will be provided for a festival for the fans. A fan zone for 50,000 enthusiasts will be located practically within walking distance of all the city's major facilities. Within a radius of 1,000 meters of the fan zone and the city center are located more than 50 restaurants, cafes, and many other eating establishments of various price categories and for all tastes. A distinguishing feature for the plan for Saransk as a contending city is evidenced in that all of the major infrastructural facilities for the World Cup 2018 are located conveniently close together, and the traveling time between them by car, even during rush hour, doesn't take more than 15 minutes. And, very importantly, during the World Cup, the traffic flow along the main thoroughfares will not interfere with the normal daily life of the townspeople. Integration of the plans for the preparation of holding the FIFA World Cup into the long-term development plans of Mordovia and Saransk is the most important task in the overall concept. The Republic embodies a favorable climate for attracting investment and conducting business. Complete network coverage of all forms of communication, including internet and digital television, a 100% provision of natural gas supply, the development of social engineering and transportation infrastructure, active government support for investment activity, and the maximum possible exemptions for investors. The Republic is actively carrying out the processes of modernizing the economy through the creation of new, high-tech manufacturing. Over the past 10 years, it has ensured the growth of the gross regional product by twofold, the volume of industrial production by 3.3 times, investment in fixed capital assets by 3.7 times, the gross agricultural output by 1.4 times, and foreign trade turnover by 8 times. The preparation for the holding of the World Cup 2018 has become a catalyst in the process of upgrading the entire infrastructure of the Republic. In this connection, carrying out preparations for the World Cup corresponds with the prioritized strategic objectives of the Republic of Moldova's socio-economic development leading up to the year 2025. The main goal of the socio-economic policy of the Republic is to increase the well-being and quality of life of the population through sustainable dynamic growth and the promotion of the competitiveness of the economy. This will allow not only for taking the championship to a higher level and carrying it out profitably, but also giving a powerful stimulus to the further socio-economic development of the Republic. The total effect from the preparation and organization of the World Cup 2018 will be achieved through several individual components. First, the so-called direct effect on the overall demand in the economy. The costs of upgrading the transportation infrastructure and the construction and reconstruction of sports facilities and hotels will increase added value, most notably in the construction industry. Second, as a consequence of the indirect effect, or the multiplier effect, the volume of production will increase in the building materials industry, machinery manufacturing, transportation, and other sectors of the economy. Currently, these industries are well developed in the Republic, as well as in the neighboring regions. And third, the organization of the tournament will have a significant effect in the coming years on economic performance due to improvement in the investment and tourist appeal of the Republic. As a result of the modernization of the infrastructure, working efficiency will increase. The aggregate macroeconomic effect from the organization of this major sporting event on the gross regional product of the Republic is estimated to be on the level of 42.6 billion rubles. As a result, this will additionally create about 17,000 new, highly skilled jobs. All in all, assuring the growth of the gross regional product 1.5 times by the year 2015, relative to the year 2010, 2.1 times by the year 2020, and 2.6 times by the year 2025. Thereby allowing for the achievement of the parameters outlined in the Strategy for the Socio-Economic Development of the Republic of Mordovia by the year 2025. The fundamental idea of the integration of the plans for the preparations for and the holding of the World Cup into the long-term prospects for the region's development lies in the fact that after the World Cup, all of the facilities will be used as the key foundational infrastructural amenities of the Republic. The Stadium Jubilee will be outfitted with a fully featured world-class sport infrastructure, which will continue in operation until the end of the World Cup. Owing to the special design of the bleachers, after the World Cup, 1/3 of the seats will be dismantled, and the stadium seating capacity will work out to 26,000. The stadium will have fully paid for itself and will return a profit by having offices, cafes, restaurants, gyms, cinemas, car showrooms, and other retail outlets occupy space in it. The complex will be multifunctional. It will be for sport and cultural events, for leisure activity and shopping, as well as a business center. And the unique location of the entire complex, virtually in the very heart of the city, will transform it into the actual center of Saransk, both during the World Cup as well as after. All the practice fields, as is already being done now, will be used by the Republic's professional and amateur football teams, and for children, school children, students, pensioners, and all of the community's residents. They will become a place for engaging in athletics and sports on a large scale. The most comprehensive and socially significant changes after the World Cup will concern the hotel complex Tavlia. It is planned to be almost completely transformed into a modern housing complex, which is intended to dramatically resolve the housing issue in Saransk. Hotel rooms will be redesigned into apartments, which will subsequently be put into service as municipal housing and commercial space. And in the future, on the first floors of the multi-story buildings and in the building in which the administration of the hotel complex will be located during the World Cup, facilities for social support services will appear. A kindergarten, an organization for providing residential services, educational centers, shops, and many others. The first water park in Mordovia will go into operation here. It is overridingly important for the Republic that all essential facilities constructed for the World Cup 2018 will, after its conclusion, long serve Mordovia and its residents, contributing to the economic growth of the region and reinforcing its image in the world. Consequently, the preparation for and holding of the World Cup will provide a powerful incentive for the development of the transport, tourism, sports, service, and utility infrastructures of Mordovia, facilitating a modern lifestyle and the overall level of culture.